Hello everyone and welcome back to the FRC Historian. Today I'll be putting a spotlight if you will, on Team 1629 Geico out of the Chesapeake District. Garrett Coalition has been around since 2005. They've made consistently good robots since their inception, especially more recently, and I wanted to put a spotlight on them. Although their 2005 inaugural season wasn't so good after they went to the Chesapeake Regional, going into their sophomore year in 2006, they did quite a bit better. Starting off at the Pittsburgh Regional Week 2 event, they had become a regional finalist and Motorola Quality Awardee. They would be part of the number 2 alliance along with 393 and 1370, win both quarters, lose the semi but win best of 2, and then get out in the finals to become regional finalists. Then they would go into the Chesapeake Regional, and they do quite a bit better, winning the Radio Shack Innovation and Control Award, be part of the number 1 alliance along Hall of Fame Team 175 and 1184. They would win both quarters, win both semis, win both finals to become the lose final, win the next 2 to become Chesapeake Regional champions. On to the Curie Division, they would go 4-3, however not get picked up for an alliance in 2006. 2007 would come around with Geico. This time they'd start off at the Pittsburgh Regional, ranking 21st, winning the Rockwell Innovation Control Award, part of the number 3 alliance along 375 and 291. Win both quarterfinals, but lose 2 semifinals to become semifinalists. On to Chesapeake, they'd rank 41st, winning Innovation Control again, and would here team up with 204 and 836 as part of the number 2 alliance, however get upset in the quarterfinals. Ready on to First Overdrive, they'd go to the Chesapeake Regional, yet again win KPCB Entrepreneurship, ranked 12th, part of the number 4 alliance, however get upset in the quarterfinals. Buckeye would be a new competition for them. They would win the Original Engineering Inspiration Award, as well as Delphi's Driving Tomorrow's Technology Award, regional inspiration being one of many, and another trend that you start to see with them. They'd be part of the number 3 alliance alongside 191, the X-Cats, 2-time Hall of Fame winners, and 22-28. Win both quarters, win the first semi, however lose the next 2 to become regional semifinalists. On to Galileo at the World Championship, they would go 4-3, similar to previous years, however not get picked up for an alliance. On to Lunacy. Team 1629 would start off at the DC Regional, team up with teams 7 and 346, part of the number 2 alliance, however get upset by an alliance consisting of the Robonauts 1279 and 538 in the quarterfinals. On to Pittsburgh, they would rank 5th, captain their own alliance, win Regional Engineering Inspiration and the Xerox Creativity Award, team up with teams 48, Elite, and 1249, where they would win both quarterfinals, upsetting the 4th alliance, however lose the semifinals to become semifinalists. On to the Newton Division. Here there would be a difference as they would go 6-1, ranking 3rd, picking teams 469 and 368. Both very good teams, Las Gorillas and Kikimana respectively. However, they would get out in the quarterfinals against the number 2 alliance. On to our 2010 season. They would start off at the Chesapeake Regional. They would rank 6th. Pick team, they'd be with teams 888 and 708, however get upset in the quarterfinals. However, they would win their first of many Chairman's Awards here for their outstanding work in their community. On to the Buckeye Regional, they would win the Delphi Driving Tomorrow's Technology Award. They would go 11-4, be picked up by the number 1 alliance at 291 and 1014, lose the first quarterfinal, win the next 2, lose the first semifinal, win the second, lose the third to become semifinalists. On to the Archimedes Division, they would go 3-4-3, ranking 26th, however not getting picked up by an alliance. On to 2011. In Logo Motion, they started off at Pittsburgh, where they would be part of the number 6 alliance, ranking 22nd, alongside teams 31-38 and 13-19, where they would lose the first quarterfinal, win the second as part of the number 6 alliance, lose the third to become regional quarterfinalists. On to the Buckeye Regional, they would win Engineering Inspiration Award and Creativity Award, ranking 12th. Being part of the number 5 alliance, they would upset an alliance of 379, 695, and 2252. Then they would go on to the semis, where they'd be defeated by 1241, 781, and 1126. Onto the World Championship, they'd go 7-3, ranking 19th, however not being part of an alliance. One thing to note, on the Einstein field, they would win the Engineering Inspiration Award, a very coveted award and a very impressive honor for this team. On to 2012, It would start off at the Chesapeake Regional, where a student would be recognized with the Dean's List Finalist Award, as well as winning the Innovation Control Award. Not only that, but they would be part of the number 6 alliance. They'd be ranked 6th, part of the number 2 alliance, alongside teams 29-12 and 8-8-8. However, they'd be upset in the quarterfinals. Onto Buckeye, they would rank 8th, going 9-6 overall, part of the number 3 alliance, alongside teams 378 and 22-52. 22-52 again. They would win both quarterfinals, lose the first semis, win the second, however lose the third, to become regional semifinalists. On the Newton, they would rank 49th, going 4-5, and end the season there. However, on the Einstein field, they would win Engineering Inspiration yet again, becoming the only team in FRC history to win back-to-back Engineering Inspiration awards on the Einstein field, or in Worlds in general. Going on to their next season, starting off at Pittsburgh, they do a little bit better in their robot competition than previous years. They would rank 10th, be part of the number 3 alliance, alongside teams 26-03 and 32-60. Win both quarters, upset in the semis, upset in the final, lose the first final, win the second, however lose the third to become regional finalists. However, they would also win the Excellence in Engineering Award. On to Buckeye Regional, they would rank 11th, be part of the number 4 alliance, alongside 26-03 and 3003. Although they would be upset in the quarterfinals, they would win the Engineering Inspiration Award. Onto the Galileo division, they would go 3-5. However, unfortunately, rank 61st because of this and not get picked up by an alliance. On to 2014, Geico would have a much better season in both aspects. Start off with the Virginia Regional, ranking 15th, going 6-3 in the quarter qualification matches. Be part of the number 8 alliance, long time 17-19 and 11-37. However, unfortunately, losing to the number 1 alliance. On to Chesapeake, there'd be a bit of a difference here. Where at the regional, they would become ranked 1st, going 16-1 overall, become 10-1 in the qualification rounds, be part of an alliance picking 23-63 and 6-23, winning, going 6-0 in the playoffs, becoming regional champions, however also winning the Regional Chairman's Award. Onto the Curie division, they would rank 45th, going 5-5. On to 2015, they would start off at the Greater Pittsburgh Regional. Pretty soon we have the induction of the Chesapeake District System, and that is where you can start seeing more of how they did district to district. However, at the Greater Pittsburgh Regional, they would rank 9th with an average qual score of 59.67, and they would be part of an alliance with 144 and 337. What's cool about this one is that this is a 2015 where a regional was won, spoiler alert, by this alliance who wasn't the number 1 alliance. They were the captain of the number 6 alliance alongside teams 144, the Rocket Hall of Fame team, and 337. This alliance would go toe-to-toe with an alliance of 379-48 and 1708. The number 1 alliance, and a very powerful one at that. This alliance, number 6, wasn't always number 1. Going into the quarterfinals, they were actually ranked 3rd, with that aforementioned 379 alliance ranked 2nd, with number 1 actually consisting of the number 3 alliance. However, unfortunately for the number 3 alliance, they would be ranked 3rd going into the finals. Within the finals going to 3, which not all 2015 regional went to, very few of them in fact, with them winning the first, losing the second, yet winning the third, become regional champions for the first time in a few years, as well as winning KPCB Entrepreneurship Award. Onto the Chesapeake Regional, they would rank 7th with an average qual score of 71.33. Here, they team up with teams 79 and 375, however not have the same luck that they had in the last competition. However, they would win a Regional Chairman's Award, be recognized with the first Dean's List Award for a student, as well as winning KPCB at this regional as well. Onto the Carson Division, they would rank 25th with an average qual score of 140, however would not see action in the playoffs. On the Einstein field, meanwhile, one of their students, the one who had been recognized, would be recognized with the Dean's List Award on the Einstein field. Into their 2016, they would repeat another tradition they had the previous year, starting off at the North Virginia event in the Chesapeake District. As I'd said, this is the year it would start. In 2016, they would start off at North Virginia, where they would rank 5th, be part of the number 2 alliance alongside 1731 and 5338, win both quarters, lose the first semi, win the next 2, lose the first final, win the second, lose the third to become district finalists. However, they would win the Engineering Inspiration Award at the district level. On to Central Maryland, they would rank 3rd, picked up by the number 1 Alliance alongside 836 and 3941. Win both quarters, lose the first semi, win the next two. Win both finals to become district champions, as well as a district chairman's award. On to the Chesapeake District Championship, they would rank 41st, part of the number 8 Alliance alongside 623 and 2363. Win the first quarters match against rank 1 by 6 points, however lose the next two, become district championship quarterfinalist. As well, however, they would win the coveted Regional Engineering Inspiration Award. On to the Archimedes division, they would go 4 and 6, ranking 52nd. And they would however, not be picked up by an alliance and see him play in elims. However, they would win the Team Spirit Award at that level. Now let's move on to their 2017 season. In their 2017 season for Steamworks, Geico would start off at the Southwest Virginia event, ranking 10th. And be part of the number 3 Alliance, along with 401 and 3072. However, they'd be upset in the quarterfinals. This team would win the District Chairman's Award, however. On to the Northern Maryland event. They would rank 10th, going 6, 7, and 1 and win the KPC Award. This time they'd be on the other side, ranked 6th, and alongside 3389 and 3373. However, be beat out by the number 3 Alliance in the quarterfinals. On to the Chesapeake District Championship, they rank 18th, be part of the number 6 Alliance, alongside 1080 and 1610, upset the number 3 Alliance. Win the first match of the semis, whoever loses to become semifinalists. They would win the Regional Chairman's Award, though. On to Archimedes, they would rank 39th, going 5 and 5, and would not see action in the playoffs. On to their 2018 season, Geico this would be their first season with 3 banners, ranking very high up in the Chesapeake District. They would start off at the Greater DC event, ranking 3rd, be part of the number 1 Alliance alongside 225 Techfire and 3793. This very powerful alliance would win both quarters, win both semis, lose the first final, win the second, however lose the third, to become district finalists. However, they would win the quality award. On to the Central Maryland event, they would rank 1st, pick teams 4472 and 1727, win both quarters, both semis, first finals, lose the second, win the third, to become district champions, and they also win the district chairman's award. However, one interesting thing is that in the qualification match they had a tie. I know this doesn't mean all that much. However, their first match, match 3, was a 2018 match where there was a tie. On to the district championship, they would rank 4th, part of the number 1 Alliance alongside 339, 1731, and unfortunately get upset in the quarterfinals. How did they do it in the district championship? In their district rankings, they would rank 4th. Had they gone farther in the number 1 Alliance, had they made it to the finals, I feel like they would have gotten a lot higher. However, they got out in the quarterfinals of their district championship. Onto the daily division, they would rank 3rd and captain the number 3 Alliance. They'd pick the Killer Bees 33, 836, and then finally their backup bot who would not see action would be team 7048. Unfortunately for them, they would be upset by the number 6 Alliance in both matches of the quarterfinals. One notable thing is that they've been going to off seasons for a few years. They went to 3 off seasons and they would make it to the finals, however, get out in all 3 finals of the off season they went to. So they went to 3 off seasons and made it to the final in every single one, which is a very impressive feat. On to 2019, their most recent year. They would start off at the CHS Haymarket, Virginia event, ranked 25th, part of the number 6 Alliance, alongside team 1719 and 1895, lose the first quarters in the number 6 Alliance, win the second, lose the third to become district quarterfinalists. However, they would win the district chairman's award. On to the Owings Mills, Maryland event. They would be ranked 8th, part of the number 1 Alliance, alongside 2199 and 2988, win both quarters, win both semis, lose the first finals, win the next two to win the second, lose the third to become district finalists, and they would also win the Autonomous Award, the newly one sponsored by Ford. On the Chesapeake District Championship, they would rank 2nd, captain an alliance with 1610 and 4472, however, unfortunately be upset by the number 7 Alliance in 2 matches. They would win the Regional District Championship Chairman's Award, part of the Tesla division, going 6 and 4, ranking 27th, however, not seeing any play in elims. One thing to note, though, is that on Einstein Field, they became a Chairman's Award finalist. Now, here's where the subtle details I've been rubbing in are. This team has had some outstanding robot play. However, one other thing that you have to mention, or otherwise you would not be doing this team justice. This team does some amazing things, both with students in Garrett County and outside, trying to give everyone in the county several instances of STEM on their way up to high school, as well as giving ones outside of the county some instances as well. They do amazing things, as well as making sure every one of their students has success in the future. They do some amazing things on and off the field. And that's one thing that you have to mention about them, is they are a great team, both robot-wise, and a great chairman's contender as well. Thank you all for watching. I hope you learned something about 1629. And this has been the FRC Historian.